Hello, I'm Floyd, and welcome to World of Tanks. We're in another T29 video. Now, I say another. The first one, well, the one that's up on in the channel, is a very old one. This one, most will write it out in text, and most of those got lost on a broken drive, and that was saved. But there's rather annoyingly for me, there's a spelling mistake in there. Spelling mistake in there even. Where it's supposed to say cavalry, it says cavalry. And I did correct it, but somehow managed to delete the corrected version and re-upload the incorrect version. So I ended up back where I started, and I just had enough at that point, so I just left it. That one bugs me a little bit. So I figured I'd do another one, and the T29. I'm in a T29 platoon, but they've gone the other way. The reason they've gone the other way is they've got the other team have got a couple of really tasty medium drivers, and we figured that we'd a little bit more help that side. Even though we have got on this side two T30. Well, no, they've got three T34s that we're probably going to face. They're not so different from the T29. Their gun is obviously a lot stronger. The penetration is, I think the penetration on the T34, sorry, is around 250, something like that, whereas the T29 just firing AP is 190. I know it's just shy of 200. No, 198 actually. I think about it, between 190 and 198. It's not 200, so it's not going to penetrate everything. You need to probably aim your shots. It's not too bad in terms of accuracy. It generally shoots it where you want it to go. I do have a very good crew on here because I used to have a T34. I was absolutely crap in the T34. I got it fairly early on in the game. I hadn't played that many, and made sort of mistakes that Panther's doing right there, turning his turret to the enemy to reverse back. He should really be holding his turret forward with his right mouse button key and then reversing back, because he's just showing them no armor whatsoever. So now we've got T34s popped up, or one of them. 59 ended up over here, and he's gone. So that wasn't a result. Well, that was a result. Panthers can be a pain. I need to be able to move forward and backwards to side scrape effectively. I don't want to get hit the full brunt of a T34. It does around about 400 damage every 12 seconds. But his hull is as soft as mine. In fact, the hulls are very similar. We've got 112 or 102, sorry, armor or millimeters of armor at the front, 76 at the sides, and 61 at the rear. His is exactly the same, apart from he's only got 51 on the rear, so not too much to shout home about. So plant it now. Probably hit the tank in front, but from a distance, we stand a good chance of holding them off. We've got a slightly better fire rate. He's obviously got a lot better penetration than I, but he's only shooting my side, which is only, like I say, 76 millimeters of armor, but because it's angled, I can't remember what the calculation is, but it works out as being a lot stronger. That's one of the 34s down. We've got two left. One of them is just round the corner, and we don't want to face up to him until we got rid of this guy, really. KV-1S. Yeah, didn't scratch him. Like I say, it's only about 100, say, we're going to call it 195 millimeter penetration. I seem to think it actually is 198 millimeters of penetration. I can't remember. Pretty sure that's the number that seems to come to the front of my when I think about it. I think Artie got him, and I got shot in the tracks by our AT. Managed to side scrape him by the looks of it, so that was it works both ways. Right, we're going to take some damage off this guy, but for that first shot, but we're going to try and time it so that he doesn't get to fire at us again. Which means I am more than willing to sacrifice these two, especially the... Oh no, he's not. The Panther driver's gone. Okay, so yeah, not so willing. The AT7 is possible to bounce a few of those shots more than I am, but he's fired. His track took it and gave me nothing back. Tiger donked the shot. He's not fired yet. That was the... He's going back. Did he fire? Oh, he's pulled me into... Let's get rid of him. He's coming back to fire. I'm moving out. He's fired. Right, I'm not loaded, but we're going to beat him. He started ours before him anyway, and our reload is just over 9.5 seconds. I like to say he's got a 12-second reload. Now, yeah, I'm going to say we need to remember they've got artillery. So at some point we're going to need to move over and get a little bit of cover from the hill. That will expose us for the Tiger P, but he's going to give us less damage if he hits us than the artillery can potentially. Now this Tiger P driver, he has 200mm of armour on his hull and about 100 on his turret. His weak point is that round little box on top of his turret. That's the commander's coupler. He's given us a nice shot of that and hulling down and hiding all his armour. Had he been in a T29, he would have probably fared a little better because he would have just been showing the turret. Mind you, we would have got a nice shot of his commander's coupler from that angle. So our T28 is covering the middle. He's spotted their T28 and he's mopped him up. What's their Tiger 1 driver going to do? He's over with the T28 and he's gone. Ah, and the artillery took out the T28. So it's just their arty left. So we'll spot him. He'll probably see us before we see him, so we're going to keep moving enough so that he has to turn his tank and then resettle his reticule, which will give us enough time to aim in and hopefully do him in one shot. But where is he going to be? There he is. So we'll keep going forward. He spotted us. He spotted us like 3 seconds before that went. I think it's about a 3-second delay on that. Someone's fired, so we're going to move around here. Now he's probably turned his turret already, but he's still going to be aiming in. And there he is. Still moving his turret, so he hadn't aimed in at all. So that's good. We ended up with the mastery, but it's not the first time I've got it in this tank. It seems to be a tank I do rather well in. 3,000 damage and 6.5, or just over 6.5 spotting or track damage. 1,300 experience. That's not bad. Non-premium as well. At the current time, we fired 19, hit 16, and only penned 10. So with 10 penetrating shots, with a decent roll, you could be on your way to your mastery.